People hear less what you say and more how you feel.
Paul, in your great community on sales skills and sales training, what would you say are probably right now, fundamentally, some of the most important sales skills to be able to help people go from, hey, I'm having a tough time generating an opportunity over the phone to then creating magical conversations over the phone?
Yeah, I have a couple skills here that for sure I want to talk about. But before I do that, I have to mention how important mindset is.
Of course.
Because Atomic Habits is about identity and establishing an identity before you're going to create a habit or maybe break a habit. And I think that's so important on what your identity is when you're lead generating, whether it's making phone calls or you're at an open house or you're calling internet leads. People hear less what you say, Patrick, and more how you feel. Yes. So if you feel like you're bugging people, they're going to feel that. If you feel like you're a salesperson, then they're going to smell that. And so being really intentional with your mindset is so significant, because you can have all the perfect plays, because we're going to talk about some strategies, and those strategies are plays in the playbook to be able to use when you're talking to people to create a conversation, carry a conversation, or close a conversation. But at the end of the day, if you're thinking and stinking, then it's going to feel slimy both ways. It's not going to feel good to you or them. And so I just wanted to lay that as a foundational piece.
I think that was actually brilliant, and I love how you said that. We have to intentionally design the identity and design an identity that we know would be successful in this endeavor. There was a great author that talked about something about your superpowers. He was alluding to this, where some of these top performers in the world, when they go into the field or their moment of performance, they actually step into an identity. And they can describe that identity, and that identity has superpowers. And so they bring that identity forward at the point of going onto the field. A lot of athletes do this, et cetera, et cetera. That was brilliantly said. I've never really thought about that too much. Is there anything more to add to that, or give us an example of what you've seen work?
I remember your brother a while back, Matt, talking about stepping into the zone, and he had a tape circle or something. They taped a circle in their prospecting area and talked about literally stepping into the zone. I never did that, but I did take that conversation to heart in regards to something else that he did when he was on the phone. Matt talked about, are you my next appointment? Are you my next appointment? And so I'd be on the phone talking to people, and I'd be walking back and forth chanting, are you my next appointment? Are you my next appointment? And I don't do that anymore. But when I first was like really trying to set a foundation for my mindset as a powerful communicator, like I needed to, and I still do to this day, like I use affirmations. Like I have a wise statement on who I am and what my purpose is as a man, as a husband, as a professional, as a father, because I really do believe that when Tony Robbins talks about when your psychology matches your physiology, and so that's what the movement back and forth was, and like audibly like hearing myself chant something was this alignment of psychology and physiology, and now you're like, I'm just ready to run through walls.
Yes. And I think for me, the affirmation thing is really about also designing that. So being intentional, like what are some of the ways of being, ways of thinking, some of the skills and patterns? What are some of the things that I need to remind myself? Be this way, act this way, think this way, just as a reminder so that I can go perform powerfully with intent. And I think too many of us, we come into a high impact moment and we just come however we organically were. We just showed up. However I showed up, that's how I showed up. That's not in a high performing environment where I would say prospecting is a high performance game. You really do need to design something powerful.
Even one more little piece of that is that for some people, because they may not feel that they're high performing yet, is that it's a high opportunity zone. So you may not feel like a high performance with your skill set yet, but when you step into an open house, there is high opportunity that somebody you're talking to is going to consider to buy or sell real estate. And so my ability to set that foundation where, hey, there's some opportunity here, because you could say the right thing and then sound salesy, but you could be charged psychologically and physiologically and say that same thing in a different way in regards to your delivery and the opportunity.
Yeah, people will be attracted to that. One of the funny things, and just on your point, I say to agents when they're at an open house, you're really auditioning. When someone comes in, you're auditioning. This is what it's like to work with me. Whether or not you are a neighbor, this is how I present myself. This is how I present this property. Whether or not it's a buyer who's walking through the door, this is how I present property. And we're auditioning. And I think when I remove that whole like, oh, I should be qualifying this person to see if I should get their information. No, let's put that stuff away. I want to audition. This is who I am as a real estate professional. This is the way that I perform. This is what you can expect from me. And then when people are like, wow, hey, do you have a card? Can I give you all my information? Do you think you can find me? That was the outcome that I got when I shift my brain to I'm auditioning.
Energy is real. Energy is contagious. Whereas what is the foundation of my energy with my thoughts and my feelings?
So this is great. Getting your mindset, designing the identity, reminding yourself of some affirmations, remember who you are, what you're up to, and why this is of value to the consumer, not just you. If you're still trying to run your business while also running your marketing, something's going to break. And chances are it's you. I'm Patrick Ferry. After 20 plus years coaching agents, I hit the same wall. Too much to do, not enough hours. That wall was costing me 5 figures a month in lost deals. That's when I brought in Sphere Rocket. In 90 days, 317% YouTube growth, 42% more email engagement, and double the lead flow because I finally had the right team behind me. Sphere Rocket gives you more than a VA. They give you a recruiting and HR partner. You build the team your way with experts to guide you. You stay in control, and they've got your back the entire time. Best part, you can try it risk-free. You get 45 days to test everything before you commit. Just mention my name when you sign up. And when you use my link, I'll give you access to my digital marketing VA mastermind, $997 worth of systems, strategies, and support for free. Solo won't scale? The agents winning right now are building real teams fast. Click the link, book your call, and let's turn your workload into a growth engine.